Micronics is a company from Madison, Wisconsin that's aiming to change the way that SLS 3D printing is being done. I think it could change the way that you and I are printing in the next couple years, and somehow no one seems to be talking about this. So let's talk about that. Hey there makers, welcome back to Middleton Made. Today, I'm gonna share a printer that I may be more excited for than even my Bamboo, with the dual AMS even. Micronics has a printer coming soon that will likely disrupt the professional printing industry if it can hold up to expectations. But first, let me give you a quick update on Middleton Made. You may have seen that Buy Me a Coffee broke up with me, and since I've moved to Player, which is formerly Utreon, if you wish to participate in any of my betas, that's where you'll be able to go, and that's where it'll be hosted. Links for everything down in the description. Thanks to everyone who's been supportive during all this chaos the last couple months. So what is SLS 3D printing? Micronics has it described as SLS, which is selective laser sintering, is a technology that uses a high-powered laser to fuse powdered material, bonding it together to create solid parts. Unlike traditional FDM 3D printing, which extrudes melted plastic through a nozzle, SLS doesn't require support structures, as the unsintered powder all around it supports the part during printing. Essentially, you can just fill the whole build volume, not just what fits directly on the print bed. In their latest video, they actually show the slicer using the Unreal Engine's physics engine to just power the building of the whole build volume with models. When it goes to print your models, it has a heated chamber just below the melting point of the material. Then the laser sinters that material and wipes a fresh layer of material over the top. So now that molten section that was just hit has fresh material over the top of it, and it bonds. Now repeat this over and over and over and over in very small increments, and you'll get a print that's bonded extremely well, far better than FDM in most cases, and has very little evidence of layer lines or common 3D printing artifacts that you and I would be used to. Now, post-processing for SLS can be a bit tedious. You're dealing with a fine powder that could be breathed in, so you should protect your lungs with some sort of respirator or mask at least. You'll have to handle the parts after you break them out of what's called a cake, which is basically just all the powder. So you'll need gloves to ensure that you don't contaminate the unused material, so you can reuse that and save some costs. And you'll need a space with a reliable circuit to be plugged into, and one that's okay getting a little bit warm. Stick a sandblasting cabinet in there and some room for possibly an area to start dyeing all your finished parts, and now you're on the way to having a finished SLS print. It's very reductive, but that's essentially what you're looking at. Now that you understand what SLS is and how it works, just a little bit, what is Micronics doing to bring this to us? Well, currently the two most affordable options out there for SLS in home are either a Turkish kit, which you can build for $6K, just comes with all the parts. You can buy it for much more than that. Or Formlabs, very nice Formlabs machines, will set you back about $30K, but realistically after you get everything set up, the service, all the other things, you're looking at about $60K. The Formlabs machines are incredibly nice with easy to use software, and it's basically like the bar for SLS at this point. But Micronics is looking to disrupt that with their machine, coming in at only $3,000. Yes, $3,000. They claim to be able to offer it so affordably because of three important things. First, the powder handling system, second, the heating design, and third, the laser. The powder handling system greatly reduces the space needed for the machine to operate and simplifies the whole process. Instead of multiple chambers that push powder back and forth into the printing area, getting the inside of that printer just covered in that material, their powder container is self-contained, taking the containers needed for the material down from 2 to 1, and as a side effect of having a glass top, the printer stays clean, making switching materials as easy as just swapping a spool, or in this case, build volume. After your printer's done, they've taken a large sifting cabinet and simplified it down to a much smaller, albeit manual, sifting bin. Now for the laser, arguably the most important part of the printer. They're hoping to get away with using a 5-watt laser with their own special recipe of electronics, mirrors, motors, galvos, instead of using existing systems. They designed their own analog board to do all the calculations, which is, according to them, much more affordable than digital. Now, all this sounds wonderful, and I'm extremely excited. I'm hoping to be able to get my hands on one of these machines for myself even, but there are a few things that need to happen for it to really disrupt the market like it's positioned to do. First, expectations need to be set. While they are making SLS a lot more affordable and easier, hypothetically, it's still way more work than FDM printing. And this isn't going to replace 99% of our FDM 3D printers. Second, materials. The materials they've listed include a couple PA12 flavors, so like what we're used to, TPU, and most exciting for me, PA11. While I'm no expert, Formlabs strongly encourages printing in an inert gas environment for PA11. I don't see how the chambers on this machine would be sealed, from their video at least, in order to facilitate this type of printing. So I'm curious their experience with the machine in PA11 and the solution that they've come up with. Another consideration with materials is their cost. My colleagues who are invested into SLS already state that the Micronics materials are very affordable, and because of their significant gap, they're wondering if they're cutting corners or if the companies that they've already been buying from are simply just charging much more than they should because they can. Next, the laser. SLS printers generally use a 10 to 100 watt laser, while Micronics is using their 5 watt. I'm willing to bet that the 5 watt works just fine, but I'm curious how the print time and layer adhesion is affected with the lower output. And lastly, release date and availability. I'm in the Discord server, and you can be too, link also in the description. I haven't found anything on release date yet. I don't know if they've released that. They look to be positioned to be crowdfunded for the first batch at least for these machines. And as of filming, I haven't been able to get much of a conversation with the Micronics admin staff or anything to get more than what can really be gleaned from their website and some videos. So I'm hoping that they, unlike Bamboo, can keep up with the demand for replacement parts, service tickets, materials once released, and that the release date and shipping goes smooth. Pretty sure we all know of at least one bald man who had their Bamboo delivered with shattered glass and had to struggle to get replacements. I'm very excited for this machine and for a Wisconsin-based company of all things to be potentially the one to disrupt this market. And if they can deliver on what they've shown, they're positioned to make professional printing incredibly affordable. There's no doubt that printing services would become incredibly affordable for SLS, and businesses would be able to offer their printed parts in a much higher quality than FDM, and local makerspaces would be being able to bring additive manufacturing to new audiences without giving the stigma of like PLA and the feel of the cheap plastic parts that I'm sure we've all heard. I'll keep trying to get in contact and hope to even visit their facilities and get more footage of the machines. If you have any questions or things you'd like to see them answer, leave in the comments. If you're new to 3D printing, feel free to join my Discord and check out any relevant links down in the description. Thanks for your support, guys. I really appreciate you sticking around. You can't stop the signal. We'll see you next time.